Wayne Shorter, and Wayne Shorter. I'm Ron Drotos from KeyboardImprov.com, and those are the three answers to the following questions. Who's my favorite tenor sax player? Who is, in my opinion, the most influential jazz composer of the last 50 years, 60 years? And number three, who is a very misunderstood musician? Yes, he's my favorite sax player. I don't know, it just sounds like the human voice to me. I love Wayne Shorter's music. I got to spend 10 minutes with him alone, just talking once in his dressing room at New York Blue Note, and he was very nice, very focused. We had, he treated me like a real person who mattered. It was really amazing, and he's, was in between sets, and I just walked in and had a friend who, by way of introduction, Bobby Thomas, percussionist, drummer who was playing with Billy Taylor, my piano teacher. He had grown up with Wayne in Newark, New Jersey. They went to high school together, so he said, "Oh, go backstage, say hi to Wayne for me, and tell him, Bobby Thomas says hi." So I had an in. Anyway, wonderful person, big influence on me. Secondly, biggest influence on jazz composition, I think, first of all, when he got in the Miles Davis group, in I think 1964, maybe late 63, that's when it really just, the horizons opened. Herbie was already in there, Ron Carter, Tony Williams, but it was starting to go. And then when Wayne got in, it just exploded. Boom, the album ESP, and the chords can move anywhere in a tune. Other composers had done that somewhat too, but to go from like, E minor to B flat minor, just where the wind blows, and to go for a mood and a journey through these harmonies rather than functional harmony around the circle of fourths. Similar to the way classical composers had done this in the early 20th century, like Ravel, people like that, Debussy. But Wayne, I think, popularized it in jazz, mainly through his Blue Note albums, and yes, the albums with Miles Davis. But with the ones with Miles Davis, people didn't know what was going on. It was so abstract in some ways. But on his Blue Note albums, it's a little more palpable. You can follow the chords and where they go. And misunderstood, because I don't think Wayne thinks of himself as a, quote, jazz musician the same way that people expect him to. To him, jazz is experimentation, living on the edge. He's even said jazz means I dare you. And so I think Wayne is as at home playing cello lines on his saxophone on a Joni Mitchell album as he is playing straight ahead jazz, and I think he's misunderstood because of that. He's about whatever the musical moment is, totally being there and giving his all, even if it's just one long note in a weather report tune or something like that. That's why I think he's misunderstood. So this is a tune of his, Deluge. It's wonderful. It starts out rubato with some abstract kind of chord motion. Half steps, and then that half step motion is continued when it goes into tempo. So here it is. There's a lot of Wayne Shorter tunes in the real book. I hope you explore them. It takes a little while to sort of get in his world. It's not like playing Take the A Train, but it's well worth it. And if you're watching this, Harold Danko, who I took some lessons from when I first was about to move to New York and then moved here, and hey Harold, you were great to me at that time, and still a lot of what you taught me, like with the energy of bebop, sort of ricocheting around, boom, boom, ba-da-da-da, stays with me on gigs all the time. But Harold had recorded an album called Shorter by Two with Kirk Lexie, which was a big influence on me too. So here we go, Deluge. stuff. Again, Wayne Shorter. 3 things. My favorite sax player, misunderstood musician in my opinion, much broader in scope than most people. Everybody compares everything he does to his straight edge jazz playing. I think that's what I'm saying. And that's unfair to him because that's not what Wayne's priority is. You know, he didn't start playing jazz until he was about 13 or 14. And he loved movie music, especially like, you know, horror film, you know, sort of abstract or even atonal music or Stravinsky-esque music before he got into jazz. And he's gone back to that a lot. And I think that's influenced him more than most people realize in terms of where he's coming from. So, and then third thing, big influence on chord progressions and expanding the harmonic journeys that jazz tunes can play. Have fun playing his tunes. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next week, hopefully when we look at Desafinado. By the way, I don't even think I said it. This was Journey Through the Real Book, number 88 on the 88th tune. Hope you are too. Take care.